Alright, so here we go with the topic of if you were stuck on an island and could only bring four 80s action films with you, what films would they be and why? And I got a few responses here, and I'll go over mine's at the end of this video. But to start off with Johnny Jerry, if I had to bring four 80s action films, one, Lethal Weapon. It's an action classic that never gets old, always fun to see Mel Gibson and Danny Glover together in a film, especially when you're stuck on an island and want to go for some laughs. Number two, Lethal Weapon 2. The sequel I would also bring for a fun double feature between this and the first film. If I want to bring action comedies in an island, then why not bring these for a couple of laughs, but also for the entertainment value. Number three, The Terminator. It's a James Cameron classic, a film that I grew up with, and it was also my introduction to Arnold. The only film I saw where one man literally shot an entire police station without a scratch on his face. And four, RoboCop. Another classic that I grew up with, very entertaining and gory. But that's what makes it so good, and yeah, I had to include this one as the four 80s action films I want to take to an island if I was stuck in. Great choices. Either like Lethal Weapon, for me, it's either the first one or the second one. Now, I didn't put Lethal Weapon on mine, but they're both great movies, especially when you think about 80s action. For me, either the first film or the second film definitely, belongs in that four. The Terminator is a great movie classic. I would say nowadays the first one's my favorite. T2 I love, but Terminator, the first one, I love a little bit more. And RoboCop is a given. To me, that's one of the first ones that I thought of when I thought about 80s action. But, I'll talk about mine a little bit. But RoboCop, I mean, you can't go wrong with that. It's a classic. Paul Verhoeven does a great job directing. And yeah, it's very entertaining, very gory. And it's an 80s classic. I mean, what more can you say about RoboCop? But great answers. Next up is Sean Little. I haven't seen all 80s action movies. If I had to pick, one, The Terminator, good sci-fi action flick. Two, Lethal Weapon, a good action buddy cop film. Three, Beverly Hills Cop, some action, more comedy, of course. And four, Die Hard, a survivor suspenseful Christmas movie. And yes, it's a Christmas movie for those that don't think it is. And once again, great choices. We have The Terminator again. We have Lethal Weapon again. Beverly Hills Cop. I know this is going to come as a shock. When it comes to the Beverly Hills Cop films, I've only seen a little bit of the first one. I know this is going to be quite a shock. But I do have all three on Blu-ray in a 3-pack. So I do own them on Blu-ray. But it's just one of those strange things. I don't know why. I've never, and that's going to change here soon. In fact, maybe at some point, this month I'll have to go and check those out. But yeah, Beverly Hills Cop is just one of those films that I haven't seen in its entirety. And again, I know this is a shock. But, Die Hard is a great movie. Definitely 80s classic. It's an action classic that definitely, deserves to be in that four. But again, great choices, Sean. Next up, we have DJ Donnelly. 1, Rambo 2. 2, Predator. 3, Cobra. 4, Commando. As for why, because they're great movies. And again, great choices. I love Rambo 2. Predator's a great movie. Cobra. I love Cobra. Sly does a great job. I mean, it's a classic. It's one of my favorite Stallone films. And Commando, it's up there. I mean, for me, that and First Blood Part 2, they're great, that'd be a great double feature, they're just great action movies. I mean, what more can you say about Commando? But great choices, DJ. The next up we have Grand Theft Ruben. One, Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung. Yep, I don't know who that is, but movies made in the 80s because they rule. Now, do you mean every Jackie Chan film? Are you trying to cheat here a little bit, Ruben? Two, Aliens, aka Game Over, man, game over. Yeah, I mean, Bloodsport. Okay, number three, Bloodsport, Kickboxer, and Best of the Best. I see what you're doing here, Ruben. You're cheating. You're cheating, man. You're bringing like 10 movies with you. But yeah, for number four, you put down Commando, They Live, Death Wish 2, 3, and 4. Ruben, you're cheating, brother. You said 4, but you bring 12. Or every Jackie Chan film of the 80s. I mean, are you talking about Police Story? Are you talking about Project Day? I mean, Ruben, you're going crazy here. But yeah, I mean, for 4 you put Commando, They Live, Death Wish 2, 3, and 4. Okay, we'll let you have it. But great choices, Ruben. And we have Fabio, the Italian Stallion 51. Great guy, appearing a great friend. He put down Commando as number 1. Number 2, Cobra. Number 3, Bloodsport. And number 4, Big Trouble in Little China. Great choices, man. I love Commando. Again, I love Cobra. That's kind of a theme here throughout this topic here. I see that a lot of people are putting down Commando and Cobra. I saw that. Yeah, DJ put it Cobra. Bloodsport is a great choice. I haven't seen Bloodsport yet. I mean, I have seen Bloodsport, but not on this list. I'm surprised that no one else has put down Bloodsport. Big Trouble in Little China, great choice. So yeah, Commando, again for Fabio, Commando, Cobra, Bloodsport, Big Trouble in Little China. Again, all great choices, man. And lastly, we have Studio Red Band, Matt Thomas, another great guy up here. He put Rambo 2, The Running Man, Cyborg, and Die Hard 2. Yeah, well, Die Hard 2 came out in 1990. But I don't know if you meant Die Hard or what have you. But again, great choices. Rambo 2 is a great movie. The Running Man's another Arnold classic. That was pretty cool to see that mentioned. That The Running Man was mentioned here. Cyborg 2. Cyborg is a fun Van Damme movie that I enjoy. To me, it's underrated. And Die Hard 2. And again, I don't know if you meant Die Hard or, but, Die Hard 2 came out in 90. But still, I mean, again, great choices from Matt Thomas, and to everybody that submitted answers, great choices. And as for mine, the 4 films that I would bring, the 4 80s action films, if I was stuck on an island, what 4 80s action films would I bring? 1, First Blood Part 2. For me, it's the gold standard of 80s action films, and to me, it's just one of my favorites. Number 2, Big Trouble in Little China. For me, it's a top 5 of my favorite films. It's in my top 5. It's a great movie. It's a great adventure. I love the character of Jack Burton. I love Kurt Russell in it. John Carpenter does a great job directing. And I think it'd be a lot of fun. If you were stuck on an island, you could pop in Big Trouble in Little China and have fun. Number 3, Predator. Now, while Commando is my favorite, I'm going to go with Predator on this one. Because you need at least one Arnold film in that 4. And I would bring Predator. Being that it's a creature feature, it kind of fits with the environment a little bit. So number 3 is Predator. And number 4, and this is a bit of a wild card here, but Young Guns. And to me, it's an entertaining 80s action film. In fact, for a while there, it's a film that I would constantly rewatch for some reason. And I know, technically there's more, greater action films out there, in the 80s. I mean, I could have mentioned, Die Hard or RoboCop or First Blood or Commando or Cobra or Above the Law, Bloodsport, etc. But Young Guns, not everybody's going to pick. Nobody would pick Young Guns. Maybe that's why. So again, it's a bit of a wild card here because I love the film, and I think I could see myself rewatching that quite a bit if I was stuck on an island. So those are my four. First Blood Part 2 is number 1. Number 2, Big Trouble in Little China. Number 3, Predator. And number 4, Young Guns. So yeah, that's it for this topic. Just want to say thank you to those who submitted responses. Johnny Jerry, Sean Little, DJ Donnelly, Grand Theft Ruben, even though you cheated. But it's all fun. Fabio, the Italian Stallion 51, and Studio Red Band, Matt Thomas. Thank you guys out there for submitting answers. And yeah, so the people, who are watching here, to ask you guys, if you were stuck on an island and if you can only bring 4 80s action films with you, which films would they be and why? And we'll continue the topic. But that's it for now. Just want to say thank you for watching and have a good day.